Hello everyone, welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. My name is Colleen, and today is episode 28 of the Chef Challenge that I'm currently doing. And if you are new here, the Chef Challenge is basically me just making bells from selling produce, cooked dishes, and fish. And that is pretty much it. So I'm just cooking a lot of things. It's going to be a very food-themed island. I'm getting lots of foodie villagers. So if that's something that you think you would enjoy, if you wanted to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Right now, I'm just trying to reach 1,000 subscribers so that I can qualify for partner. So again, if you wanted to subscribe, I would be very grateful. If you have been here from the beginning, and especially if you saw the previous episode, you know that my house was upgraded and I finally have some storage, so I'm going to be putting away all of these things. Sadly, once I do get everything put away, I don't have a lot of storage left. So I think I'm actually going to have to clean it out for once in my Animal Crossing playing experience, because I don't think I've ever had to do that. But I just really don't want to have to keep like scraping for bells trying to upgrade it when I want to actually work on the island. So as you can see, turnip prices still not looking great. So I'm going to play 2 days in this episode, just, being hopeful that maybe I will get some good prices, because I'm a little bit desperate for the bells, as you could probably guess. It's kind of been a theme throughout all of these videos. Me too, Cookie. Sometimes you just gotta run in circles and scream. It's completely warranted. So some cute little options here, but I don't want to spend too many of my bells. I'm going to try to be a little bit more frugal with them and save them, because I'm going to have to put in some bridges, some inclines. I'm gonna be busy. But I did really like that bag, so let me just model it for you very quickly. Just get into position in front of the plaza, apparently. That's the backdrop I chose. Looking good. It looks better than the other one did, honestly. Now, during the filming of these 2 days, I caught a lot of cherry blossom petals. I think I have 30 or so now, and right now, as you can see, I have only 6. But there was just so much footage of me doing that, even with it sped up like 300% and just chunked together like as short as possible. It was still over, I think, 2 minutes or something like that. So I didn't include it. It just didn't seem like it was super important, but I'm very proud of myself, which is why I'm letting you know. So as you can see, I found the DIY, and it's actually a pretty decent one, the stack of books. Because if I make some sort of like coffee shop, library situation, that could look pretty cool. Sometimes you just have to wait. Really didn't want it to go into the water. Perfect, great. And then just visiting our friend Wolfgang. Sure am, friend. I love your flight jacket. Feels like I have fewer and fewer chances to look cool. That is not true. You can look cool every single day of your life if you wanted to. It's all up to you. And Chevra with the rocking horse DIY. Now I'm not sure how I would use that one, other than maybe just decorating a little bit outside, some sort of playground or something. That could be cute. We'll see. It would actually be a really fun challenge to, like, whichever DIYs that I do find, I have to use every single one at least once on the island. That was definitely not part of the original rules, but that would be a lot of fun. I dabble in some sky writing. Sky drawing, actually. I'm getting better, but cross-hatching's not easy, let me tell you. So true, my friend. Same with sky drawing. That seems a little bit difficult. I'm assuming he means like when you flip your plane around and you're spelling something with it. As I was chit-chatting though, you know that we are getting our cup of coffee for the day. Warm. Nothing like a fresh cup of hot coffee to warm my whole body and burn my tongue to dust. Perfect. So just here to sell some things really quickly. I think we've got some eggs and some produce. A little bit early on, I believe I sold those 20 pears. I just didn't mention it. Finally remembering my rules and only selling 20 of each. Whoops. So as you can see, I'm planning on setting up an incline, and I'm just going to leave it for a while because obviously I do not have the bells to pay for it right now, but I figure if I set it up now, it can get as many donations from the villagers as possible, so when I do have to pay it off, it won't be quite as much. I know, I've got all of these things figured out here. And then I'm also just buying some things. I was contemplating for a bit whether or not I was going to terraform or waterscape, even though I had already bought the waterscaping permit, but I decided that I'm going to, because just with the layout and where the bridges can go, the inclines aren't great, like where I can put them, so I just need to switch up some things. But I don't think I'm going to do like a ton of terraforming or waterscaping. So while I was explaining myself, probably needlessly, I am tearing down the entrance, which is in the thumbnail, so I guess you knew this was coming. But yeah, I decided I didn't like it. I didn't like the direction that it was going, literally or figuratively. Didn't really love the pathing and all of that, so I'm just going to redo it. It's not going to be like a full build because obviously I don't have access to all of the items that I'm going to want to use, but I'm going to do as much as I can and put down some more pathing, make it look more like a functioning island instead of just a field. So that will be fun. And I know that it passed by super quickly, so I'll mention too, I did get the, well, you have to get the drinking fountain DIY so that you're able to make the fountain. So I got both of those DIYs because I decided I wanted to have one of those, like, well, mine is a rectangle, but one of those squares with a fountain in the middle of it. So that's kind of the goal that we're going with here. And I honestly think doing all of this pathing has really made me, or helped me figure out the layout of this like portion of the island. Kind of seeing where I might be able to put some of the houses if I wanted to move them around, so that's pretty helpful. And I'm thinking finally, in the next episode, I will conquer my messy orchard and fix that up because it is driving me nuts. I really don't like the way that it is. I do like the regular wood part though, like the one without the fruit trees. I think maybe I'll keep that the same. And then the orchard side, I'll have more organized. Which I still need to go pick up cherries and apples too. Every time I try to go, the one treasure island that I am attempting to go to is always so busy. But one day it will happen. See, I'm kind of glad that I didn't do a ton of decorating because I didn't have so much to take down when I was doing this. I just know on previous islands, me trying to like switch up the builds was so difficult because I put so much into it and then there's just so many items and flowers, like a lot of flowers to move. But again, it wasn't too bad, so that was nice. Now, it was at this moment that I decided I was going to move my house, and probably not where you think I'm going to, because I'm going to move it even closer to the front of the island. In fact, I'm just going to have it right in front of that path there. It might end up changing in the future, but for right now, it feels like the right decision. It would just fit in this space so nicely, and I could have like a little tiny yard, and then I have the farmer's plot off to the right. It's just perfect. Figuring out where to put these street lamps though was very difficult, so that might take a little bit more decision making. But this is what we have so far. I'm going to figure out what to put on the sides of the fountain too. Initially, I wanted to put that garden bench that you could probably tell it got moved a little bit, and just with how much space I left, it doesn't center properly, so I'm not having it, and I'm just going to make it plants. And I'm also not sure if I like where those two cherry blossom trees are, which, by the way, I think I'm going to end up setting this DA in cherry blossom season because it's just so pretty with the cherry blossom trees. I simply cannot ignore that. But I do think that they're a little bit too close to the sidewalk, so it's blocking the shrub and then the hyacinths, and I don't love that. So there will be some changes made. So remember that incline that I bought? Well, I'm finally picking a spot for it, which I'm sure that this spot was pretty obvious because I've kind of been talking about needing one here for a while. But I just wanted it to be really close to the water. I'm gonna make some sort of little land bridge going across it. I'll have to find a good design for that one. But yeah, hopefully the villagers will help me out and they'll just donate all of their bells. Well, not all of them. I don't want them to struggle or anything, but just I hope that they're generous. So yeah, not looking great. There's always tomorrow. And like, look at that. It's meant to be. It just literally fits perfectly. We'll have a little fencing over to the left and to the right. I am going to fix up that path on the right side too, so it's actually even. It's gonna be great. So just evening it up like I mentioned, trying to figure out what's going to look best for this pathing. I was trying to decide if I wanted it to be all the way up to like the sand line, because with where the entrance is and how my doorstep will have 3 spaces, but then the actual entrance to the island only has 2, it doesn't look super symmetrical, which I'm a fan of. So I'm probably just going to fill in all of it. But yeah, I got into one of those moods that like just when I was pathing, it was just on autopilot and it just kept going and going and going. So I decided to add it all together. Just pausing to look at my wonderful work here. Making everything a cohesive neighborhood. Could have a little restaurant right in there. It's perfect. And just like that, we are on to the next day. And we have a visitor at the campsite, so that is very exciting. We're going to have to see who that is. And if it's a foodie, then we can try to kick someone out. So that could be exciting too. And look who's here. We're gonna make so much money today. But I'm quite happy with where my house was moved and how that's looking. Not very happy that the one cherry blossom tree has eggs on it, but you know, that's fine. I'll just shake them off. And would you look at that? 103. I'm not going to sell the turnips yet, but that probably means it's going to go up again. So I am very, very excited and also very grateful because I was very worried I was going to have the same week as last week. And today's DIY is the ironwood low table, which is amazing. I'm just so grateful. Any guesses? I know that I would have never guessed. Not quite a foodie. He's not quite a foodie. He is cute in his own right though. Yeah, not my luck. No, that's all right. I'm just grabbing another DIY from Phoebe, and she was actually cooking, so that is even more exciting. So this time we are getting the frosted pretzels. And of course, one of the first things I did was just to see how much it sells for, because that's the whole aim of the game here. And it only sells for about 900 bells. So not the highest selling. I think it's the tomato curry is in the lead still. So of course, you know, we have to do the challenge first. I'm going to catch 3 small fries, not potatoes. Easy mode. And then I caught some more so I could sell some more. And honestly, I could have fished for a lot longer and probably made enough bells to pay off the staircase, but I just got a little bit tired, if I'm being honest. But I might check the VOD and see what time I ended and go back and sell some more. But first, turnip prices. Yeah, $1.99. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Took some deliberation. I'm still going to go by my rule of selling only 3 of the bundles and hoping that it goes up again the next day. If not, it shouldn't go down too much. So at the very least, I should still be making money on them. So it should be okay. But I did kind of cut myself off there, and I do think I'll go back when I had finished the last time and catch some more fish and sell them to CJ. Because yeah, it's too easy. It's such a good way of making bells. For your sake, I am just putting in when I'm giving him the fish for the money, so you can just see all of the transactions and you can know that I'm getting it, you know, in the way that I said I was going to for the challenge. I'm just very dedicated. Though I did almost forget to sell my produce and my fruit, so that would have been unfortunate. What's not unfortunate is getting a really cool hat out of a balloon. And I did have a delivery gift in there. You might have noticed that blue one. Yeah, Candy was trying to make up with Chevra for telling her that her fashion sense was not as cool. And I think that's pretty messed up, but also like super cute that they could make up. So that's the life lesson for today. So just one last trip to Nook's Cranny for today, just selling the last few things I have in my inventory. Then trying desperately to get a cute picture with Panchetti, but she was just not having it. But we are getting close to the end of the video, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for being here, and as always, I hope everyone has a wonderful day.